Okay, so you might think that, you get one texture in there, you're good to go. Fact of the matter is, you're always going to have a scene with like, five, six, seven, 10 different textures going on. And that's a real hard thing to kind of look at within Blender. So I want to show you the process of that. It might seem very simple, but it's really not. So right here, you can see this now outliner, how it's actually coming in handy. I have ball one. Ball one has UVs. UVs have a material attached to them, and by clicking on that material, I see that material. Okay, so that's a very handy thing if you come down to it. So what I'm going to do here is take and Shift D the ball and make a duplicate of it. Okay, this is going to be ball 2. So immediately I'm going to go over here, make sure I have the ball highlighted, and go into its object mode first and rename it ball 2 on both the ME and OB side. Is this necessary? No. But if you want to really seriously work in Blender, you better start getting used to naming things, because a lot of stuff relies on the naming convention within Blender. Okay, there's ball 2, ball 2. And now if I drop that down, see I have ball 2. Good stuff. Okay, that means I will need a new material for ball 2. So let's go to the material tab and go to add new and click nodes and then re-click nodes. Okay? Now I should have 2 of them, ball 1 and ball 001. Again, naming convention, ball 2. Okay, now how to test this out to make sure that I got 2 separate materials is like this. If I click on this one, I should have ball 1 pop up. If I click on this one, ball 1 still pops up. Okay? Make sure you switch this tab to ball 2. So now let's test that out. Ball 1, ball 2. Good. Now, we need another texture in on the mix. Notice I don't have anything within my texture menu, however, right? Okay, because I had to get rid of that because it was getting in the way of this ball right here. So let's go in and go to edit mode by going to tab and go into the UV image editor and make a new texture, going image, new. Let's make this a different color so we don't get it too confusing. Let's make it a red. Okay, and go ahead and hit OK. And then also, image, save as. We're going to call this video 2. And save image. Okay. Now, with ball 2, I'm going to add a new texture. And in texture 1, I'm going to call this ball 2. And then immediately go over to the texture tab, where I'm going to come upon this. Okay? Now, notice ball 1, ball 2 still highlights. Good. And by going into the texture, I should be able to see how this one's still active. To get to this one, this is where you have to use the node editor. As I said, not too straightforward, is it? Because look at, check this out. If I go to ball 2, I now have a blank spot here that I can go image, load, and load video 2 period TGA. Just like that. So that's where it gets a little confusing at times. I noticed that texture back there was named texture just TEX. I'm going to leave it alone. It's easy to rename it by going back, but I don't want to do that for the video. Also, we got the red ball. We want something written on it, of course, just for the aesthetic appeal of it. Okay, so let's make sure I'm in my camera. I am. And we'll name this one ball 2, just to make sure. Now I'm not seeing this real time. Okay, it's not showing up. So hit a render. And then immediately go over to ball 2, go back into the material tab, and make sure you clear out that ball. There we go. And that's your workflow. You know, repeat and wash, basically, how it goes. And that's just how to get a simple texture in. I haven't gone over the physical properties of the texture yet, nor have I showed you how to attach other textures to it. This is just using the diffuser color channel. So how do I get a normal map or displacement map into the mix? And I'll show you that next.